2, 1.
Knowledge. Okay, so we're talking about knowledge, and knowledge is a big thing because knowledge is something that it's important to understand what it is, okay? Because I know that you know what knowledge is. What is knowledge?
Smarts.
Okay. So you're all pretty correct on that. So knowledge is just more and more information that you learn, correct? Okay. So as far as Taekwondo goes, you know, I learned the different kicks. I learned their names. I learned how they work, and the better I understand in my mind the kick, the better that my body can do it. Right. So then when I really understand a side kick, and I step in front of that board, okay, I can break that board better, all right? So I'm going to tell a story real quick, then we're going to come back to that. Here's the story. And we're going to talk about, well, I'll talk about what it means in a minute. So there's this guy, okay? And his name is Bernard. I came up with that myself. His name is Bernard, okay? And Bernard, all he ever wanted to do was be rich. He just wanted to be rich. He just wanted to make a lot of money. And that was his big goal, was to be rich, okay? And so he went to work, and he worked really hard, and he got money, a lot of money, a lot more money, and even more money than that. Just kept on getting more and more money. And he would see people that needed help, like needed money, like they needed, you know, poor people that needed some help, people that needed food. And he also saw a bunch of fancy gadgets and TVs and stuff like that he wanted to buy. But he didn't want to spend his money on anything. All he wanted to do was just make money. And so he kept putting money in the bank and putting money in the bank and putting money in the bank. And the older he got, the more he saw that people needed money and needed things, and the more fancy gadgets there were. But he didn't want any of it. He didn't want to help anybody. He just wanted to make a lot of money and not do anything with it. He just wanted to keep it all for himself, okay? And so what happens after a long time? He died. And so big thing is he had all this money and never did anything, okay? And so what we're going to talk about is how that relates to knowledge, okay? So don't think of it as money now. Think of it as knowledge. Think of it as this guy spent his whole life learning things, but not doing anything with that.
Money.
Not money, with that knowledge, okay? So is it good to be smart? Sure, it's good to be smart, but it's also dangerous to be smart if you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing with that knowledge. So here's an example for you, okay? So I know how to do an awesome side kick. I know how to chamber, how to kick and smash a board with my heel. But if I walk up to that board, I look at it and I think, side kick. Is that going to break the board? No, I just pictured a side kick breaking a board in my head, by the way. Didn't know what I was doing. So if I'm here, if I have the knowledge, can I break that board with my knowledge?
I've done that once.
No. Okay. All right. No, you cannot break a board with knowledge. You have to take the knowledge you know about a side kick and do it. You have to do something with it. So I know how I'm supposed to behave in school. I have the knowledge. But if I don't behave that way, I'm just like that guy that's collecting all this information, all this money, all this stuff, but I'm not doing anything good with it, okay? So the big thing is, this goes two ways. Not only do you not want to do anything with it, you want to do the right thing with it, okay? Because there's a lot of times you get information. Information sometimes is good, but sometimes it's bad. So you want to make sure you understand that I want to get the good information in, and then I want to do good things with that information, with that knowledge, okay? And so this is huge, because if I say, all right, I want everyone to be a sharp martial artist, and in your head you have that knowledge that I want you to be a sharp martial artist, but you get out there and you do a real lazy looking form. Are you using that knowledge the right way? No. If I teach you how to do a palm strike and smash a board, and you go out and use that palm to hurt somebody when you shouldn't, are you using that knowledge, that information the right way? No. So in knowledge, it's not just about knowing it up here. It's about taking the knowledge and doing something with it. Yeah, doing something with it that's good, okay? And not looking at other people and say, well, they're not as smart as I am. They don't know all the moves that I know. All right, that's not what we want to do either. And we're talking about respect tomorrow, but we want to make sure we understand that the more we know, sometimes that makes us look down on other people and not be as nice to them because we think we're just so much smarter than them, okay? When really what we need to do is take the knowledge that we know and do stuff with it. Because if we know we're supposed to show respect and we don't, we're just like that guy, right? Okay, so we want to make sure we understand. So now we're going to split up into our groups and we're going to talk about some questions. All right, so split back up into your groups. All right, guys, so question number 2 for today was, what is something you learned this week that you want to not only have the knowledge, but use the knowledge, okay? Who wants to go first? Ryan, let's hear it.
Leadership.
Leadership? Okay, so how are you going to show leadership?
By listening to my
instructor.
Okay, by following the directions. Okay, that's pretty good. Good example. All right, Cheyenne?
Strength.
Strength, how are you going to show strength?
I don't know.
You don't know? All right. Well, remember we talked about self-control, about controlling yourself and not getting all shaken up? So next time you start to get mad, instead of getting mad, what are you going to do?
I'm probably just going to calm down.
Calm down. That's a good one. That's it. That's awesome. That's showing strength. All right, Reese?
Commitment.
Okay, how are you going to show commitment? How are you going to show that you're going to stick to stuff?
If I did gymnastics and I did it and I did like a cut wrong or something, I should keep on working on it and working on it.
And not just give up. Very good. All right, Brandon?
Strength.
All right, how are you going to show strength?
By hitting like a board really, really hard.
Okay, all right.
Oh, I want to do strength because I think sometimes I get too upset for something. Like if it's little, sometimes I just get like kind of too mad or too sad. So I want to work on being emotionally stable.
I like it. All right, John?
I want to work on leadership because at my house, I have a little sister and I want to be the leader to her instead of being someone who's not.
Another good example. All right, well, very good. That's really good to be a good example for your sister. All right, Graham.
I want to work on strength because I can't go one day without touching my brother.
Okay, all right.
No way.
Right, no smacking brothers. All right, good. Lexi?
I'm going to choose strength because I need to work on trying not to destroy my brothers.
All right, not destroying brothers. Okay, Christina back there, I see you.
I want to work on making more commitments so I can do more things and keep trying at them.
All right, good.
Mine is pretty much the same as Nathan's.
Which was having
This.
good control.
Yeah, having good control and being emotionally stable, whatever that means.
Okay, I like it. Yeah, really, whatever that means. All right, Caden?
I want to work on strengths because I get mad at my sisters a lot.
And that's something to work on. Okay, good. And Mr. Adam?
I wanted to work on strength so I don't keep beating up Casey.
I like it. Not being up Casey, I like that you're working on that.
Doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it.
Okay, so showing leadership. Okay, all right, very good. All right, and let's go around the table. So Elijah's next.
So everyone in listening.
Commitment is when you stay doing something for a long time and practicing.
Okay, so that's the one that you're going to work on is staying with things?
Yeah.
Okay, very good. All right, Hannah,
I'm gonna do commitment.
commitment. So we're going to be a good leader and doing what you're supposed to do when you're supposed to do it. All right, good. Christina.
I learned that strength doesn't necessarily mean the strength in your body, it means the strength in your mind.
Awesome. That's a really good one. All right, Casey.
Commitment.
All right, so how are you going to use commitment?
Stay in taekwondo for a really long time and not quitting.
All right, so you're going to get your 3rd degree or you're going to get your 4th degree sword or what's the goal?
I want a 4th
The 4th degree sword. All right, good. And Maxwell, what you got?
So 4th degree sword.
Commitment? How are you going to show commitment?
I want to be a 6th degree.
A 6th degree. All right. That's a good one. All right, Ryan?
I want to be a 9th degree.
All right, so how are you going to show commitment?
Getting a 6th degree black belt.
Getting a 6th degree black belt too? All right, that's very popular these days. All right, Joey?
For the strength,
Strength?
self-control.
So that's something you're going to work on. All right, you guys are awesome. Okay, go on.